Earlier we had raised the conflict that exists between the picture that David paints of a God who is compassionate and kind, with on the other hand the realities on the ground where we have large segments of the world's population living in a state of poverty and destitution. This was the issue raised by Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, who maintained that the statements that we make about HaKadosh Baruch Hu are not open-ended. Man is endowed with the ability to think. This ability mandates that he makes moral choices, and on a hashgacha klalit level, man is judged according to a measure established by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This was reflected in the statement Tzadik Hashem b'chol drachav. Hirsch's translation for Tzadik is God is just, the word that implies evaluation, assessment as to whether the nation as a whole conducts itself according to a prescribed moral code. This idea is further amplified in the next of the 7 faith statements that touch upon the essential truths of Yahadut. David HaMelech writes, Karav Hashem l'chol korav, l'chol asher yikra'uhu be'emet. The caveat over here is the word be'emet. Once again, the subject of the pasuk is Hashem, and 2 verbs are attached to this subject. The first is kuf resh bet, to come close, to approach, to sacrifice. It is also used to describe the process of bringing a matter to a court for judgment. Our second shoresh is kuf resh aleph, a word that also has many nuanced translations: to proclaim, to call out, to read, to recite, and in this context it is calling out in prayer, to invoke. The 2 words that have the kuf resh aleph shoresh are linked to a pronoun. In the first stanza it is korav yud vav, his or him, and David HaMelech affirms that Hashem is close, l'chol korav, to those who call upon him for help. In the second stanza, however, there is a caveat that limits the scope of the karov Hashem l'chol korav, and that is l'chol asher yikra'uhu, pronoun, le, prefix to, call all, to all who call upon him, be'emet, with sincerity, with truth. We shall be looking at the various options that could be read into this statement of be'emet. With respect to our translation, Karav Hashem l'chol korav, Hashem is close to all people, which the Radak understands to include both Jew and non-Jew, with the stipulation that l'chol asher yikra'uhu, to all who call upon him, be'emet, in truth and with sincerity.